Hey, what's up? It's your girl Twan the Mystik from housemystik.com. Hey, what's up? And welcome to Tarot Tea with Twan, where I spill the tea on how to use astrology, tarot, and other types of esoteric knowledge to your advantage and use it to level up in your life, okay? What's up, and welcome back to the podcast. And if you're watching on my YouTube channel, hello and welcome to my channel. And yeah, make sure you subscribe subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're updated every single time I drop something new, okay? So yes, I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back now. And yes, we're about to get into this Eclipse 2022 tea, okay? So I mean, we did have the eclipse happen earlier this year. We had the eclipse in April. The end of April, we had that new moon eclipse in Taurus, and then we had that full moon eclipse in Scorpio that happened in May. And now we have another one coming up, and it's a new moon eclipse. Well, I forgot to say, so it's the new moon and a solar eclipse, okay? The new moon and a solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio happening on October 25th. And then we have a full moon in Taurus, a full moon eclipse in Taurus happening on November 8th, okay? So also, let me just tell y'all real quick, people that are watching on YouTube, if I look to the side, it's because my screen to check how everything is looking is, yes, to the left of me, all right? So yeah, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna do an astrological breakdown, and then I'm gonna also do a channeled message. I pulled some cards, have not looked at them yet, and yes, gonna do a channel message for you guys and just see what spirit has to say as far as how this eclipse is going to be affecting you, okay? Oh yes, and also if you are wanting to know on a deeper level how this will be affecting you personally, join the Mystik Collective, okay? It's an app. It's not available in the app stores just yet, but it's available at the link in my show description, in my bio, in my my description section on my YouTube. So yes, and I have all types of exclusive content about different astrological transits, and also do readings for the signs, okay? So yes, if you want to get into that, definitely join the Mystik Collective, all right? So anywho, yeah, let's go ahead and get into the astrological breakdown. So I have it on my phone. I'm gonna be looking on my phone. So if I look down, don't judge me. Like I said, if I look to the side, don't judge me, people on YouTube. Anyway, okay, so I hope y'all got some tea. I got my tea with me. This is traditional medicines or medicinals, my bad. And yo, the little thingy that was on there, the little, what are these things called? You know, the little thing that hangs off of it, the little paper. Okay, it says something on it that I was like, wow, this goes perfectly in line with the theme of this new moon and full moon eclipse that we are having. Okay, so it says, the creation of 1,000 forests, or forests. I said forests. What forest is in one acorn? Let me take a sip. Ooh, tastes great. Okay, so what I took from that and why it made me think of what's going on is it, well, astrologically, I mean, it makes me think of how Taurus is associated with Earth. Taurus is an Earth sign, okay? And when I think of Taurus, I do get that feeling of growing a plant. And that's funny because they say Tauruses have green thumbs. But it makes me think of a plant when it's like, you put a seed in the ground, okay? You put the seed in the ground or in the pot or whatever. And even though you don't know what's going on under there, you're kind of trusting by nurturing it, by watering it, by giving it sunlight, that it's going to grow. And when it's in that ground, that makes me think of Scorpio, that darkness of not knowing, but you're knowing that there's a transformation going on. Yeah, and it's like you're trusting that when you water it, you put in sunlight, you make sure the temperatures are okay, that something will grow. Okay, something will grow. And usually most times that's what happens when you take all the steps to nurture this thing, or this plant. It grows. Okay, so I feel like for the collective, this is a time period where we are planting seeds. Okay, planting seeds that we are nurturing and growing, and making sure we're putting that nourishment into it so that it lasts the test of time. Okay, that it becomes strong. Okay, so yes. Also, sorry if y'all hear my son, he's just extra loud, but let me go back to the charts. Okay, so for the new moon, where'd it go? Okay, here it is. For the new moon eclipse in Scorpio, of course, it will be conjunct the sun. It'll conjunct Mercury. It'll conjunct Venus. It'll also be making a trine with Mars. Wait, no. Okay, and then a square with Pluto. Sorry, I was reading something else. But yes, a conjunction with the sun, conjunction with Mercury, conjunction with Venus, and squaring Pluto. Okay, so with that going on, I feel like a lot of changing is going to be happening, especially with this new moon. Like a lot of changing and a lot of healing. Okay, especially healing the mind, and also healing that scarcity mindset. I feel like a lot of us are going to be working through our fears, working through past belief systems, and then also I feel like a lot of us are going to be forced to change and forced to get out of our comfort zone. Okay, we're going to be forced to step out of our comfort zone, whether it's like with our career, because for a lot of people it may be career or your finances that you are wanting to make big changes with during this time period, because you're wanting to find more financial stability, or find a way where all your needs are being met without you having to work yourself to death. Or maybe you're just not happy in your career and you're wanting to do something more fulfilling and make money from that. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of looking at your finances and looking at how you can make them better and not step away, but and release that lack mindset, and then also just lack period, where you're making so much money that you're not having to worry. Okay, and also I wanted to give like a quick summary of like what this new moon and full moon eclipse, where are my notes? This full moon eclipse, like how it will, like how it'll be affecting the collective, like the three major themes on how this full moon and new moon eclipse will be affecting the collective. Okay, so so the first way, or the first theme, is it's going to force you to work through fears and self-sabotage, and to make any type of progress. Okay, and then number two, you may have to let go what's comfortable and what's no longer working for you, which will definitely, be uncomfortable. Okay, and then also releasing that scarcity mindset, like I said, creating new sources of income, and also being wise with your resources, and discovering like a new talent or new ideas that can benefit you financially. So that makes me think of what I just said, of like you finding ways to make money from a skill, a talent, or something of yours, or even discovering a new talent and realizing, like, wow, like I could really do something with this. I could really get a job in this, or I could make a business from this, or I can make this a service. Well, that could be business as well. But yes, just looking at your resources, like, because Taurus and Scorpio are resource signs, okay? They're resource signs. And then I said resource signs, but yeah, resources like money. They're like the fixed signs are known as the money signs. So the fixed signs are Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. Okay, let me get another sip of tea. All right. So, and another thing that I feel like is going to be happening for a lot of people with this eclipse energy is like you're probably going to feel a need to declutter and really clean your home and release a lot of old shit that's just like packed up in your garage. And as I say this, I'm filming in the garage and there's just mad shit around me, okay, that that needs to be like gone, okay? And then also, yes, decluttering, releasing old possessions, selling assets or property, fixing your credit, paying debts, things like that. Just looking at your finances, looking at your debts, looking at your credit, looking at loans, even looking at, it's just like resources. Also seeing like what resources are for you out there. Like if you are, yeah, looking to make more money or looking to like make passive income or to work in a new career or something. Like I just see the focus being on your resources. And also another resource is you. Okay, you are a valuable asset, and I feel like that's the energy of this the eclipse, the full moon eclipse, because Taurus is all about assets, also about assets, possessions, personal finances, value and stuff. And you are a valuable asset, and maybe you don't always necessarily see that. And I feel like that's something that you're going to be releasing as well, like realizing you're the bag, you're the prize, you're popping, you know what I mean? Like you're the bag, you're a valuable asset, you have skills, you have a lot that you bring to the table. You have a whole lot that you bring to the table. And I feel like with this full moon eclipse, you're really going to be realizing that and releasing that mindset that maybe makes you feel not valuable or not worthy of money or love or peace and happiness and whatever you desire. Like I definitely see you releasing that, okay? And let me look at the astrological breakdown of the the full moon. Okay, there we go. So for the full moon in Taurus, the aspects that we will be having during that time period, of course, it'll be opposing the moon. Well, if you didn't know, when there's a new moon, that means the sign that the moon is in is the same as the sign the sun is in. And then for a full moon, it's always the opposite sign that the moon is in from the sun. Okay, so yes, opposite the moon, it'll be conjunct Mercury. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the sun. Okay, sorry, I meant opposition Mercury. Okay, so it's gonna be opposing the sun. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong part. But yes, the moon will be opposing the sun, opposing Mercury, opposing Venus, making a square with Saturn, conjunct Uranus, and then conjunct the North Node. So yes, definitely a lot of fated events going on around this full moon eclipse. I mean, full moon eclipses is always about fated events where it's like associated with your destiny and stuff, because a lot of the times, I don't know if this happens every time, but a lot of the times the eclipses tend to be in the same signs that the north and south node are in at the time. Okay, so, and you know, the north and south node, they have a lot to do with our destiny. So I feel like our destiny and our fate. And I feel like a lot of what will be happening is a lot of fated changes, a lot of things that had to be changed in order to get you on the right path, okay, or to get you to experience that progress and growth that you've been trying to, accomplish, or to get you out of that cycle that you keep repeating over and over. Like, there's certain changes that had to be made if you were gonna get out of these karmic loops, that you keep experiencing, maybe in different lifetimes. Maybe it's been every lifetime you've experienced this, or it could even be like this lifetime where you are just doing the same shit over and over, and spirit is like, you got to make this change. And maybe when you decided not to make these changes, it affected your pockets or affected your health. It could have affected your pockets or your health. So I feel like that's how spirit was talking to a lot of us for the past couple years, or maybe even this past year, where it's like it's making you, like, these changes are forcing you to look at your habits, how you use your resources, what you really want to do with your life, things like that. Okay. I'm trying to think, what else did I want to say? I think I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the cards, because I didn't want to make this like an extra long episode. Okay. All right. Had to take a sip of tea. All right. So yes, let's just go ahead and move on to the cards and just see what spirit has to say regarding eclipse season. All right, so the first card we have, the actor. I know how to act properly and wisely in the situation. Okay. All right, so then also the spectrum. I root out and reject prejudice in myself and others. Wow, that's reminding me of that Scorpio energy. And then we have the lovers. I attract love, abundance, success, happiness, and fulfillment. Literally, we were talking about money. And then we also have the lustful. I embrace my individuality and sexuality as sacred gifts. So yeah, this is also definitely sounding like that Taurus and Scorpio energy. Okay, so I definitely feel like with this full moon eclipse and new moon eclipse, okay, I definitely see many of us working through mindsets. Like I feel like a lot of us are going to be experiencing mindset shifts and looking at our resources, like I said, and also just learning from the past. I feel like, especially because this is just making me think of my Moonology deck, where is it the new moon card? Yeah, the new moon and Scorpio card is about working through your fears. Okay, and I feel like a lot of us have this fear of either scarcity or of really taking a chance with something. Okay, really taking a chance with something new that you want to try, or some type of career change, or just in general with just your, like, that mindset. Like there's a belief system that maybe you grew up with that is no longer serving you. And yeah, I definitely feel like when you do that, you're going to be attracting way more abundance. And also, yeah, just learning from these past mistakes. Also, you're going to be learning, or not learning, you're going to be attracting more abundance, but also just learning what not to do anymore. Because I feel like for a lot of us, there's been a cycle that has been repeated over and over and over, and it may have caused stagnancy or some type of like unfulfillment or something along those lines. Okay, so yes, let's see what else comes up here. So we have Knight of Swords. All right, we have Ace of Wands. Okay, so yes, definitely creative energy. I see many of you guys discovering a talent. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. See, I knew it. I knew there was a fear. There is a fear that a lot of us have of scarcity, lack, and also of stepping out of our comfort zones. Okay, and I know it's easy to start thinking of scarcity and lack when, you know, there's a lot of scarcity going on in the world. Like, for example, the formula shortage we have going on. Remember at one point when when we were going through the, you know, the pandemic, we saw food, well, not just food, but like tissue shortages. What else was there? Oh, what's it called again? Sanitizer. Okay, we see shortages everywhere. We see inflation, like prices just going up and up and up for gas, for food, for literally everything. And so it's so easy to be like, wow, I can't do this. I'm broke. You know what I mean? Because that's very real. That is very real. But I definitely feel like Spirit is calling us to have a more abundant mindset and realize that abundance is not limited. It's not limited. And oh my God. Oh my God. This is just so crazy. This is so crazy. Okay? This is so crazy that I just said what I said because we have Nine of Swords. Okay? And this is literally what I was talking about. That lack mindset, that lack mindset, that anxious mindset, that, you know, that doubtful mindset, because I think a lot of us are also going to be realizing that we are divine beings. And I mean, I'm sure if you're watching this, you already know, like, you're a divine being. I'm sure you already know that, but I think it's really going to sink in. And I wouldn't be surprised if you or a lot of people in the collective, the masses or whatever, start looking more into like the law of attraction, the law of assumption, manifestation, quantum leaping, quantum jumping, especially because of that Scorpio energy. And I feel like with Scorpio also being in the South Node right now, I feel like, yeah, a lot of people are looking into their, like, into ancient wisdom, into ancient knowledge, and bringing it back to the material world, as in like applying these ancient concepts, learning about them, and then applying it in order to manifest what they want. You know, I think a lot of people in the collective are really about to start doing that. I mean, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you probably do this already, but maybe you're going to start getting deeper into it, or like really seeing that it's true about like vision boards and affirmations, and, you know, like, but I definitely feel like there's going to be a lot of people really waking up. Yes. And then also ancestor stuff. I'm definitely sensing ancestry things kind of coming up for a lot of people, maybe connecting with their ancestors, or looking into the practices of your ancestors, like maybe certain spiritual practices and stuff, like looking deeper into it, or maybe even going to your homeland or a place that you feel really drawn to, that maybe you feel like you went to or you lived in a past life, or maybe like your ancestors are from there or something like that. But I'm also sensing like looking into star family. I keep hearing star family, star seed. Looking into that stuff, like the different starred seeds, like the different kinds or whatever, which definitely makes me want to look into it. Okay, so let's get to these last few cards. We have closure. Yes, see, I knew something was coming to an end, like, and walking away from certain mindsets and fears and just old things that are not working for you. Okay, psychic abilities. Yes, see, I feel it. A lot of people are going to be tapping into ancestral wisdom or ancient wisdom, knowledge and stuff like that. Or this is your sign too. Like if you were feeling called to, this is your sign that you need to do it. Okay, and then we also have passion. Okay, so yep, literally what I was saying. A lot of you guys are going to be tapping or discovering a gift of yours, a passion of yours. And then also I feel like you're gonna start living a much more, oh yes, because we said lustful, we had that lustful card. So a lot of you guys are gonna start creating a life that is pleasurable by deciding to walk away from these things that are not fulfilling you, whether it's a job, a living situation, a relationship, and even like a way of thinking, a state of mind. Like you're walking away from that and you're creating a much more like blissful type of life. And then lighten your load. Yes, see, a lot of y'all are releasing, and then it also makes me think of what I said as far as the cluttering, selling property, selling possessions, things like that. Because I feel like it's also going to be making way for new things, new beginnings, new opportunities, things like that. Which this is making me think of closure. Also making me think of foreclosure. So if any of you guys experience like foreclosure, repo, like a repossession, or something where an asset was lost, I definitely feel like it's going to be regained. And that could be for a specific person. Okay. And then let's see, we also have animals. Okay. So it's making me think of that plant that I was talking about, at the beginning, about seeds. And dang, did I do that in this recording? Because I had to start over twice. But anyway, this is also making me think of health as well. I did talk about health. You creating health that lasts the test of time, and maybe realizing like the way you've been working is not great for your physical, mental, emotional health, and maybe it's time to change it. And then, or also maybe some of you guys experience something dealing with health, or you have, or you're going to, or maybe someone in your family, and I don't want to scare anyone, but it's only to make you create better health habits. And also maybe looking into growing foods or eating more natural, or something along those lines. Oh, my hair is feeling a little itchy. Yes. So yeah, y'all, that was the reading. That was a channeled message. That was the astrological breakdown of the full and new moon eclipse that we have coming up. Okay, y'all. So I really, really hope it resonated with you. I really hope it was helpful for you. And like I said, if you want to know more in depth about how this will be affecting you, I did drop a pick a card, an eclipse season 2022 pick a card in the Mystik Collective. And yeah, definitely become part of the Mystik Collective if you want some exclusive content and also want to feel part of a community of like-minded people, like-minded mystics like yourself. Definitely join the Mystik Collective. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to this video or to this podcast. I really appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms, Twan the Mystik with a K at the end. And then housemystik.com is where I sell all my spiritual art and clothing and bags that are all created by me. All right. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon, y'all. Peace.